Hey guys, it's Trixie. Welcome to the underground. I thought I was going to have something fun to tell you, but I have no life. It's all home shows and I'm exhausted. I think I slept for 12 hours. Can you believe it? I just ran out of gas. This is what happens when you get old. I did make a plan to go somewhere. I don't want to say yet, but we'll see what happens. Right now it's all work. What can I say? I've got so much to tell you. Look at all this. But you know what? I spilled a glass of water on these, so they're all soaking wet. So if you just get half the story, that's why. I was too tired to just keep going and add another 50 cards. So I'm just going to give you half the story. Trump, of course, I talk about him. I don't suffer from Trump derangement, but you know what? He's in the news every freaking minute of my life. Trump threatened to bomb Iran if they don't agree with Washington over its nuclear program. I mean, I think he thinks that other countries are like the Republicans who just bend over and take it up the ass. But, you know, then he's promising more tariffs. Blah, blah, blah. You know, this home show I did this weekend, it was great last year. It was amazing. I got so many sales. People were serious. And now people need things, but it's down to the necessities. If I get a leaky roof, okay, that's a necessity. But a bathroom is a luxury. So people's fears are real. You know what? I had a great month anyway. I beat last year's totals in March, but going forward, you know, what happens when I need a car and I got to pay an extra 12? So I got to save an extra 6,000-7,000 for a car. He's ruining everybody. I can't take it. A new study suggests taking Tylenol or acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, may induce risky behavior. I did agree to go to a strip club with one of my friends. And it's so funny because this girl that I know that works for a rival company, but we've become friends. She's really cute. She's nice. And she's like, I want to go. And she's straight. It's like, okay, I get it why I want to go. You know, I get it. But like, why do... And then a woman that I work with, same thing. She goes, well, I'd rather look at a naked woman than a naked man. Straight women. We should write books about how they think about the people that they have sex with. I don't think men's bodies are gross. Like, that's not why I'm gay. I'm like, I don't think like, ugh, a man's body. I mean, and a woman's body is not the reason why I am either. I don't understand the thought process. It's the person. It's the mind. It's the face. It's the ass. Yeah. Bill Maher, he cracks me up. He cracks me up. There were Greenland protests, okay? Of course, because Eyeliner VP went with his wife. And Bill Maher says, we already know when you're invading because you included us in your group chat. We'll get on that a little bit later. The Republicans are like, no big deal. Can you imagine? No big deal. Can you imagine if like Obama did it or Biden did it? Unbelievable. Republican proposed making Trump's birthday a public holiday. They are really kissing his ass so bad. It's so unattractive to kiss somebody's ass like that. A GOP rep introduced a measure putting his orange face on a $100 bill. How about a fake $3 bill? That's more like it. Elon's leaving. The president is stepping down at the end of May. Trump only took a couple months to ruin Tesla. People burning his vehicles, protesting everywhere. He's the most hated man, more hated than Trump. So, you know, Elon's had enough. He's probably going to go bankrupt if he stayed longer. Supposedly he saved $1 trillion from the deficit. Do you believe that? I don't. So he must have saved maybe a few million, but at what cost? I've run into people that are like victims of Elon. And, you know, you never know what's going to happen. I don't think that I'm going to keep my job forever. And, you know, as I get up there, who knows what job I'm going to have next. But I'm not worried. I don't want to worry about stuff because it doesn't help anything. So I was watching On Patrol Live, okay? And one woman had a hoodie on that said, don't feed drugs to the whores. Can you imagine that wearing on the back of your hoodie? My hoodie's on back order. I would not wear something like that. 4 in 10 Gen Zers are ready to quit and survive on unemployment. You can't. You can't survive on unemployment. Are you crazy? I remember when I lost my job in radio. See, I'm a creative, so I think of ways. I mean, I DJ'd and stuff, and I have talents, so I have to make my living that way because I'm not the smartest person. I remember a friend of mine, she lives right next to they call it the Big E, where we live. It's like one of maybe it's the fourth largest fair in the country. And she uses her yard to park cars. And it's so crazy there, like on the second weekend. But every week, like on the weekends, people don't have a place to park, so they'll pay crazy amounts of money. So she's like, why don't you help me park cars? It's like, you get a little bit of money. So I remember I kind of made her, this is horrible. I made her go in the house and because I don't have a big chest. She has a huge chest. I go in your house, put on a sleazy outfit, and get an American flag. You know how guys in trucks love that stuff. So you don't know how much money we made. It was like selling crack on the street to druggies. It was so good. But, you just got to think of creative ways to make money. Cash. Okay. A former Stoughton Mass worker for the Stoughton Water. I got only half of this. Sorry, it's all wet. But I get the gist of it. He worked for the Stoughton Water Department. Tampered with the drinking water. This is in Massachusetts. He turned off the valve to introduce fluoride into the water system. So basically, and I was saying this to a couple yesterday at work, and she goes, good. So look, I don't care what you believe. That's fine. You don't like fluoride. I get it. There's arguments. Don't make the decision for me. So they knew it was an inside job, so they got the guy. I mean, he can get 20 years in prison. He's 60. He probably won't even serve his full term. But RFK Republican. I mean, I'm just guessing, right? Republican, Trump supporter, RFK Jr. supporter. Just, this is what we got now. People making decisions for the whole lot, Like, if you don't want to drink it, is he too cheap to buy freaking bottled water? I don't drink water out of the tap. I don't want somebody's Prozac or somebody's erectile dysfunction drugs in my water. Sorry. So, let me see. What else? Texas lawmakers are trying to make trans, non-binary, a jailable offense. See, I told you, this is like slowly creeping up to the Handmaid's Tale, where we're going to live forever. Pretty soon, then they're going to go from trans to gay and blah. It's really not hard. These people are simpletons. We can't figure this out. It's not really, they're not the smartest bunch. So, yeah, remember that guy, that lawmaker who's that woman, a man that's a woman now, and he called her a he, and she's a she, and, okay. I get confused too, and they shouldn't lump us all together because I'm confused. But I don't care. I would defend a trans person's right to exist. In other Texas news, 3 teenage girls tried to stab their mother because she turned off their Wi-Fi. This is why, I'm sorry, I'm a little prejudiced against the state. Not all the people, but it's crazy shit like that. According to Fortune.com, half of parents are paying Gen Z and millennials. I thought millennials were rich. Their adult children, $1,400, $1,474 a month, but will pull the plug in 2 years because it's eating into their retirement. One of my friends said that she was paying for her daughter's school, and she said, I'm stopping because it's affecting my retirement. I just don't understand the mentality of not paying your own way when you're an adult. It just doesn't register. I get it. You want to pay your kid's school. I'd still make them sign something. Don't put me in a nursing home. Hey, if I'm paying, I want to get something back. This is why I wouldn't be a good mother. Give me this. If I give you that, give me this. Over 4 million Gen Zers don't have jobs. Really? Or are in school. They're not in school either. Experts blame their worthless degrees. Now we're looking at education as worthless. So, to me, getting a degree for me wasn't the thing, but I'm not going to say it's worthless. If you're a lawyer or a doctor, you know what you want to do, fine. I went for liberal arts. That is worthless, because I knew I wasn't going to become a teacher. And I went into radio in my 20s. They don't even care if you're on crack. So I just think that I don't think that school is the only determining factor whether or not you're successful. You have to have a lot of different things. And I'm proud that I'm street smart. I think that made me successful. And I hustle like crazy. I'm a worker. So the detained students by ICE, remember that doctoral student in Massachusetts? They grabbed her from Tufts. Was it Tufts? She wrote an op-ed about Palestinian genocide. Now, me and my mother were arguing a little bit. Masked, plainclothes cops. She's like, should I call the cops? They're like, where are the cops? I don't like the way they're doing it, and I don't think it's right to do that for writing an op-ed about why can't you just believe a certain way? See, now we're getting to the point where we have to all think the same. It's really scary. I think that I don't want to live in this Trump's America. This is not what I signed up for. It just makes me think, now that Easter's coming up, I want to talk about Ben-Hur for a minute. Remember when his friend Masala, they were good friends, him and Charlton Heston, Ben-Hur, and Masala went over his house and he said, how did they feel about us ruling? And Ben-Hur's like, oh yeah, most of us like you. We're okay with it. And then Masala goes, most? Like, who is it? And he wanted Ben-Hur to name the ones that weren't so we could get rid of them. That's what I feel like we're in right now. That he's going to get rid of, and that's going to happen. I've been saying this for a while. He's going to go after the illegals. Then he's going to go after the legals. Then he's going to go after the liberals. It keeps jumping up. There's no end. There's no end. And nobody's safe. If you're a Trump supporter, you're a Republican, I don't care. No one's safe here. Elon Musk's approval rating has fallen through the roof. I'm sorry, falling through the floor, not falling through the roof. That's why he's leaving, I guess it's negative 91. It moved 120 points into to the negative direction, according to Harry Enten, the guy from CNN. Dems used to love him. Now they hate his cars, his white pale face, his black outfits, his stomach. We hate everything about him. Well, just get out of the interfering the elections. We don't want you in politics. I don't hate the guy. Just go make your cars that I won't ever buy. Go to the moon. I don't care. I don't let him. That's what he's brilliant at. I don't want some cold asshole. Oh. I got to give a shout out to George Foreman. He died at age 78. I met him. He was on our show. And I said, this is like when I had a job when I was in retail. I was waiting for my radio show. And I told him, I said, a day didn't go by, George, that some guy didn't come in going, where are the George Foreman grills at? And George Foreman goes, ain't that something? He was funny. He name his kids like George the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. He named all his kids George. Tom Sandoval is doing recorded messages for a fee on Cameo. You can hear him play trumpet or his annoying singing voice. Should I do it? Should I do it just for a joke? According to The Sun, Tom Sandoval's bar with Schwartzy and Lisa Vanderpump, I guess they are kind of reduced to some little patio now, and she's got it like renamed Pump, and then on the side it says Tom. It looks like just like a garden part. I don't know if she's phasing them out, but I guess there's new ordinances in Cal. They always have some kind of ordinance that they can only have a certain amount of tables. Recent tests by Consumer Reports have found alarming levels of cadmium, I don't even know what that is, and lead in many dark chocolate candy bars. So dark chocolate prevents cancer and also causes it. Okay. They tested only 5. Lindt was one of them. Hershey's. I don't eat really dark chocolate. It affects me negatively. But I gave up chocolate for Lent, but I'm getting around it. Some lady was walking around with fudge at the home show. Will you get away from me? She kept coming at me. Why is this legal, though, to have these dangerous amounts of, like, dangerous chemicals, toxins in our chocolate bars? It's bad enough you got it in our food, but you got to give it in our chocolate bars? Where's Aaron Brockovich? Okay. Consumer confidence is at a 12-year low. No kidding. I saw it at the home show. Bunch of tire kickers. Only doing what's needed. I got to get around it and find some rich people to sell to. They cited Trump's tariffs, which are just slowly taking effect. He just did it on the cars. It's its lowest since January 2021. Trump has banned words that you can't say. This is according to the New York Times. You love that freedom of speech. He's protecting it. Banned books, now words. Latinx, banned. Black women. Black women? Sex? He's banned sex. Are you crazy? DEI, I get it. Native American. Art risk? At risk. Art risk. I can't read. At risk political. Political? I mean, oh, did you see that he demanded that unflattering painting of himself? It looked like he's got like balls. He looked gross. He was right to demand that. Take it off the wall. Almost 50 instances in states with Teslas being blown up. We could have just waited. They would have been blowing up on their own anyway. I just, look, I don't agree with blowing up cars. I mean, people are going crazy with the Teslas, you know? That's what happens when you're desperate. You do crazy, crazy stuff. And it's everywhere. Like all these liberals are organizing. And liberals own the cars. So I don't know. I don't really understand that. Florida man was charged with assault after almost driving into protesters at Tesla dealership. This is in West Palm Beach. People had to get out of the way. He was going to hit them. But that might be called stand your ground in Florida. Doge employees getting death threats like federal judges. So it's happening on the left now. The right's doing it. The left's doing it. There's no normalcy. No side is good anymore. Elon is facing allegations from the SEC that defrauding Twitter shareholders of more than $150 million. When he acquired Twitter at a bargain price, artificially, harming investors. He got 9%. It was like a 9% threshold disclosure. It's over the 5%. Triggering a mandate. Oh my God, I can't talk. A mandatory public disclosure. See, I can't read down here because it's all wet. Jeez, man. All right. He failed to report it within a 10-day window. He's not. Yeah, right. Trump. Did I dream this? I dreamed that Trump got Diddy off. I dreamed that. I'm like, is that real? It might be. He might get him off. Who knows? So the national security breach where they had the reporter from the Atlantic, the guy at least held off and didn't say anything. He put it out later, but can you imagine that getting in the wrong hands where they're texting and, hey, we're going to shoot off this and we're going to do this after this and we're going to do it from here. This is what happens when the Keystone cops are in charge. Eyeliner Vance was opposed to the strike. He's saying that, Trump doesn't realize, or I was like, wow, at least he went against them a little bit. I kind of like that. And I don't really know an instance where a vice president did that. Pence didn't certainly do it till the end. An appeals court judge told administration lawyers Nazis get better treatment. That's the Aliens Enemies Act. Than the Venezuelans who are just jailed without being charged. They all look the same. They got the same hair. They're all with their heads down. So weird that this is our country. Many have no criminal history. I mean, some are probably bad. I'm not going to say that. Get the bad ones out, you crazy. But then you're going after people that didn't really do anything just because they have tattoos. Give me God, I don't have tattoos, but they're going to come for me soon. They'll think of something. Okay. I'll tell you, Mike Johnson wants to do away with federal judges now. He's like, we do have authority over the federal courts. Desperate times call for desperate measures. They need Democrats. They might get them the way it's going. Okay. 7 types of people who are the faithful, not cheaters. I'm not a cheater. Empathetic partner. You care about the person more than yourself. You're going to care about hurting them. You're happy. You have gratitude. 3, the selfless giver. See, I'm kind of nice in a relationship when I'm in one. 4, deep thinkers, knows that what a relationship is. You care about trust and respect. High self-esteem. I can't read anymore. This is getting crazy. I'm going halfway. I'm sorry, guys, but all right, let me get out of here because it's almost, I've been babbling for quite a while and I got my cat locked in the other room. She's being very good. I just got to throw her a couple of treats. She doesn't try to break out. All right, you guys, hopefully I'll have something crazy to tell you next week, but I don't know. Thank you for subscribing and watching and staying with me, even though I'm doing it out of my home. Hopefully I'll get some kind of desk. You guys have been waiting for this for a long time. But I got to get the right desk. I love you. Bye.